If you're feeling that crypto portfolio sting right now, you are definitely not alone. The whole market is a sea of red. But what's really driving this plunge? Well, let's peel back the layers and get into it. So, the big question on everyone's mind, is this just a little dip, or is it something more? We're about to break down 3 key forces that are stirring up all this chaos in the crypto world.
All right, first up, let's just look at the numbers. And I gotta warn you, they are not pretty. It feels like we've gone from crypto craze to full-on panic mode in what feels like record time.
Yeah, you're seeing that right. A staggering $63 billion just wiped out in just 24 hours. That's not a dip, that's a nosedive. And for sure, it's got everyone's attention. And you know who's really feeling the heat? The king itself, Bitcoin. After fighting so hard to stay above that $70,000 mark, it's been knocked back down to around $68,100. And you know, when Bitcoin sneezes, the whole market catches a cold.
And this slide right here, it really says it all. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is just screaming extreme fear. We're talking about full-on, sell-everything panic mode. But what is behind all of this?
Okay, so the first and maybe most obvious cause? Wall Street. You gotta remember, crypto doesn't exist in a bubble. When the traditional markets get shaky, you better believe crypto feels those tremors.
This quote just nails it. When Wall Street gets the sniffles, crypto gets a full-blown flu. What we're seeing here is a classic case of fear just spilling over from one market to another. So here's the deal. When the big players on Wall Street get spooked by things like wobbly stocks or they start worrying about interest rates, what's the first thing they do? They ditch their riskiest bets. And guess what's at the very top of that high-risk list? Yep, crypto. It's the first major domino to fall.
But, you know, Wall Street is only one part of this story. There's almost a civil war brewing inside the crypto world itself. We've got 2 massive, totally conflicting stories that are battling it out for the spotlight. Just look at this crazy contrast. On one hand, you have the former CEO of SafeMoon getting sentenced to prison for fraud, which is a huge, flashing reminder of the Wild West side of crypto. But then, on the other hand, you have an institution like Goldman Sachs dropping a cool $2.36 billion on crypto for the long haul. It is a total showdown between fear and long-term faith. And now, we have to talk about the dark side of the coin, so to speak. This is the part of the crypto world that doesn't always make the headlines, but it's always lurking there in the shadows. Its connection to illicit finance. Get this, authorities in India just took down a massive money laundering ring. And what was their tool of choice? Crypto. They were using it to wash millions and millions of dollars in dirty money. We're talking hundreds of crores here, folks, a huge amount.
And here's basically how they did it. It's a whole playbook. They create this dirty cash, shuffle it through a really shady, hard-to-trace network of Hawala operators, then disguise it as something innocent like a charity donation, and poof, it becomes clean crypto that they can ship anywhere in the world. Now, this is the kind of stuff that keeps regulators up at night and totally scares away mainstream investors.
So, we've got Wall Street jitters, this internal crypto civil war, and a criminal underworld all at play. What in the world does this all mean for you, the investor? Let's try to make sense of the chaos. The bottom line is this. There's no single villain here. This dip is caused by a perfect storm, a cocktail really, of outside fear from traditional markets, inside drama from scandals, and that persistent criminal element. And just knowing that is the first step to weathering it all.
Hey, remember that extreme fear thing we talked about? Well, while most people are running for the hills, some really savvy investors, they see this and they start rubbing their hands together. They see mass panic as a potential buying opportunity. Now look, it's a super risky move for sure, but it is a classic contrarian play.
Now, obviously, we are not your financial advisors, but our sources offer some solid tips for navigating these choppy waters. The name of the game is pretty simple. Stay calm, protect your capital, spread out your bets over time, and keep your eyes on the big picture. And seriously, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So after all this, what's the verdict? Is crypto the future of finance, a groundbreaking asset for investors, or is it just a playground for criminals? The real answer, as this whole market meltdown shows us, is a messy, complicated, and totally fascinating both.